The rise and fall of Carlos Lehder. Carlos Enrique Lehder Rivas, born on September 7, 1949, in Armenia, Colombia, was a co-founder of the Medellín Cartel and a key figure in revolutionizing cocaine trafficking. Lehder's career began with small-time drug smuggling in the 1970s, but his ambitions soon expanded. Inspired by his time in a U.S. prison, where he met fellow trafficker George Jung, Lehder developed an innovative strategy to use airplanes to smuggle cocaine directly from Colombia to the United States. Central to this operation was Norman's Cay, a small island in the Bahamas. Lehder purchased most of the island in the late 1970s, transforming it into a logistical hub complete with airstrips, armed guards, and luxurious accommodations for his cartel associates. By the early 1980s, Norman's Cay became the epicenter of the cocaine trade, with tons of the drug flown into the U.S. every week. Lehder's operations helped the Medellín Cartel dominate the global cocaine market, and his wealth skyrocketed. His flamboyance and arrogance, however, drew attention. He often hosted wild parties on Norman's Cay, boasting about his empire and openly challenging the U.S. government. Lehder also supported Colombian paramilitary groups and became an outspoken advocate for legalizing cocaine, aligning himself with politicians like Pablo Escobar. His downfall began in 1982 when U.S. law enforcement and Bahamian officials cracked down on Norman's Cay, shutting down his primary trafficking route. Lehder fled back to Colombia, but soon found himself at odds with Escobar and other cartel members due to his erratic behavior and growing paranoia. In 1987, Colombian authorities, under pressure from the U.S., arrested Lehder near Medellín. He was extradited to the United States, where he was convicted on drug trafficking charges and sentenced to life in prison, plus 135 years. In 1992, Lehder's sentence was reduced after he cooperated with authorities to testify against Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega. After decades in prison, Lehder was released in 2020 and extradited to Germany, where he now lives in obscurity, a far cry from his days as one of the world's most infamous drug lords.